Hey guys, what's going on? It is Dunbar Snackbar here with life lessons while playing Black Ops 2, the most ironic series on YouTube where I talk about things that make my life a little bit easier here or give you some insights that might help you in your life, all the while going ahead and taking the lives of virtual people. Alright, so what I did in the last video, as I do in all of these, is ask for you guys to provide me some insight and inspiration onto what you guys would like me to talk about here for the next episode. And what I've gotten overwhelmingly in the last video here was to talk about fatherhood and how it has changed me. So I think that this is something that's absolutely important because going into fatherhood, I don't feel like I was necessarily that prepared. Nobody is really prepared for fatherhood. And that's kind of the one thing I just wanted to say right off the bat, because when my wife told me that we were going to be having a kid, the first thing that went into my head was fear and nervousness. Because I knew that there was going to be somebody who was going to rely on me for every single thing, just like I've had to rely on my parents in the past for a lot of things, especially when I was a kid, to teach me what type of man I should be, how I should carry myself. You know, the things that I know, you know, like my education, my financial well-being, all of that came from my parents. And so knowing what they've done for me and knowing that I have to be that for somebody else is a very, very tough thing to grasp. And I still am trying to grasp that at this point here. But when I got married, the first thing that I came to the understanding of is the things that I do in my life no longer affect just me. You know, if I go ahead and I quit a job, sure, I'll get by for a little bit. Maybe I can pick up a job, you know, later on or something like that, which I've never done. I'm just using this as an example. But, you know, if I go ahead and I quit my job now, not only does it affect me, but it affects my wife. Or if I look bad in public, it looks bad for my wife here as well. You know, she's associated with me. So that was kind of a big adjustment, but at the same time, I always knew my wife is an adult, so we'll be able to get by. Well, yes, it does affect her. You know, having a kid, it changes a lot of things. You know, I've got to, you know, be more conscious about the actions that I make in my life and how they're going to affect him. Because I don't want to do something that's going to put my kid in a bad position. It's going to make it tougher for him to grow up. So, you know, the thing about all of this, though, too, is even though I'm nervous and stuff like that, I'm very excited about things. Because when I heard it was a boy, I was like, this is going to be sweet. I've got somebody who I'm going to be able to teach baseball to. You know, we're going to have a good relationship, stuff like that. Like, I've been very, very excited about having a son. And I can't help but think my dad was probably feeling the exact same thing when he found out that he was going to have a son. And me being the firstborn son, you know, I'm wondering if he felt the same way about me being born as I do about, you know, my son Hiram Kent. So it gives you a different perspective on things, especially the way that you were raised. Because I know, and I regret this a lot, there's a lot of things I rebelled against with my parents. Because I'm like, you know what, you guys don't know what I'm going through right now. You don't know my friends or the situation, and I really felt like I was kind of alone. But I think in my head, well, if this is how my dad felt about stuff, and I've thought about things like, I'm not going to tolerate my son doing this because I know what this leads to. Or I don't want to hang him, or I don't want him hanging around this type of people because I know what these type of people end up being like. And so with me having this perspective now on life and my 27 years of experience, I can't help but think, you know what, that is why my dad, you know, did this, or that's why he was tough on me, because he wanted me to be the best. And it kind of sucks in some respects that it takes us so long to figure out how right our parents are with certain things. Like, you know, they'd be like, hey, I don't want you hanging around with this kid. And, you know, I'd be like, oh, come on, you know, he's a good guy. And now that same kid is sitting in prison for drugs and killing somebody, you know? So it's like, they're kind of right on some things, and with a lot of things as well. So, you know, that's kind of changed on things. It's kind of allowed me to have a closer relationship and a better view of my parents now, knowing where they are coming from, since I'm kind of going through that myself. And it's something here that, you know, one of the goals that I have as a dad is I want to see if there's a way that I can have my son kind of learn those things before he reaches, you know, his mid-20s, that, hey, I'm doing this because I love you and I know what's going to happen with this, and I'm trying to protect you from certain things. So that's going to be one big thing that I have. But, you know, in many respects, being a father does change you, but in others, you know, it doesn't. You know, we are the same person in the end. You know, I'm still going to be playing video games. I'm still going to have fun and joke around, and, you know, I'm still going to be me. It's not like I'm going to come on here and and be a completely different person after my son is born. It's just, there's a lot of added responsibility, and you get new views on life, which I think is a tremendous thing. You know, while I am nervous and kind of freaking out here about being a dad, I am very excited about it. It's going to be very, very cool, I think, to be able to get those moments with my son and, you know, with other children in the future that I'm going to remember, you know, for the rest of my life here. And I hope to be a good dad, just like I had a great dad. And, you know, many of us have had great dads who have taught us a lot of great things and developed us into the men that we are today, which for many of us, we're good guys. And I want my son to be a good guy too. So, you know, but kind of wanted to talk about that here a little bit with it, because, you know, that's what's changed the most, is just my perception on things. You know, even down to things like my own mortality and stuff like that is what's changed more than anything. Because I know that, like, when I thought about being a dad, like, I thought my world would be turned upside down and I'd have no idea what to do. Well, you know, it's not like I don't know completely what to do. You know, I think I've got a good grasp on things. The thing that's awesome is my wife and I, we've been going through this together. You know, we're in the position now where we're starting to get things for our baby room and getting ready for him to come, since he is only 2 months away. But, you know, it's honestly a great thing. And I'm very glad that I get the opportunity to be a dad and, you know, to have that kind of relationship with somebody. It's going to be tough being called dad, but I think it's going to be a great experience. So I don't want it to come off that fear and nervousness is it. But anyway, you guys, that is my pep talk on fatherhood. I want you guys to go ahead and comment again on something that you would like me to talk about here with life lessons of some sort. So go ahead and, like I said, put that into the comment below. And subscribe, you guys, if you haven't already. You can follow me on Facebook and Twitter, all that great stuff. All you got to do is check those descriptions below, or the description. There's only just one. But thanks again, you guys, for watching. I do appreciate it. And as always, I hope you guys have a good one.